The following video may be disturbing to sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Today in this video you will learn about some possible location of Trevor Henderson creatures found along with the strange context that each one of these beings has, from mysterious events to other bloody cases. So let's get started. At some point, we have all thought about exploring abandoned places, and whether out of curiosity or simply the feeling of venturing into the unknown, because you never know what you might find there. In some cases, you might even find death. The following case will take place in an area that could be easily anywhere in Latin America. This record is now simply as private property. There exist a few probable locations for this event, although based on the characteristics, it could be the city of Bogota in Colombia, or more precisely, the city in Tampico in Tamaulipas, Mexico. The latter having characteristics that lead notable towards this place. If we explore the streets on Google Maps, specifically around the Cascajal neighborhood in Tampico, we will notice an atmosphere somewhat different from all the ones you will see later, although they all share something in common. Certain streets, sidewalks, and facades seems to have frozen in the time, covered in saltpeter from the local climate. Remember I mentioned that this record is known as private property? This is simply because of the text written on an old wall. As you can see, for the more inattentive viewer, the creature with bright eyes staring directly at the camera might go unnoticed at first glance. Tamaulipas is a Mexican state marked by violence and tragic events. If you have ever been to places where deadly or tragic events occurred, you will know that these places always carry a strange sensation or energy which makes them feel heavy. Sometimes this even manifests through photographs or audiovisual records. Have you ever imagined a creature that ends your life, then waits for your body to begin its decomposition process with the sole purpose of feeding on it once it reaches that phase where it starts blood and filled with maggots as the normal decomposition process goes? A scavenger entity refers to those beings that feed on corpses or decomposing matter. Perhaps the most well-known example is the vulture, but the following beings are a different kind of scavenger, known as such for the exact reason I just mentioned, because when they come across someone in the middle of the woods, perhaps camping, perhaps lost, they will not hesitate to turn them into their meal. There are different types of these beings. The first is a somewhat smaller, but no less dangerous version, inhabiting primarily on the Amazon region, which includes Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, Ecuador, and especially Brazil. Its method of operation is mainly attacking from behind, landing multiple bites strong enough to tear chunks of flesh from vital areas, consuming people at that point where the body bloods and fills with maggots. For them, it's actually the preferred way to consume it. There is also the forest scavenger, which ranges from North America all the way to parts of Guatemala. It is notable larger, with a more humanoid appearance, resembled a humanoid that moves on all four limbs. Unlike the Amazon scavenger, this one waits longer until the decomposition process, right at the point where the purge fluid reaches its most unbearable stage for our noses. For them, that smell is quite appetizing. The specimen you are seeing on the screen will have been found in the United States, discovered inside of an abandoned dwelling. These creatures are definitely as mysterious as they are disturbing. There exist areas in Japan that are becoming alarmingly abandoned, to the point where, as you will see later, if you visit these locations on Google Maps, you will notice how large parts of what should be filled with people walking around are simply left with an almost liminal feeling of loneliness. It is precisely in one of these locations in Japan where the existence of the following record is extremely probable. The event surrounding this creature happened to a foreign tourist who was staying in Kamiyama, Tokushima Prefecture. He had decided to spend a week there because he wanted to get to know the place up close. It is said to be a place that seems to be slowly emptying out, with fewer and fewer people willing to live there for various reasons. During the first few nights, he experienced a notable inability to fall asleep. He also heard voices whispering, emitting unintelligible sounds. Through the night, an experience that at 3 a.m. was like a living nightmare. And so the days passed. During the fourth night of his stay, through the curtain of his room window, he noticed a face staring at him. When he laid in bed, he thought he was going completely insane, and that it was just an hallucination from everything he had been through. But the following day, he decided to leave the place. What was truly unsettling was that when he got into a taxi and looked back, he genuinely could not believe what he was seeing. It was a monstrous being. Something about his grotesque appearance reminded him of his old friend, Mark, who had passed away years earlier under strange circumstances. While recording this Google Maps footage, I genuinely felt a deep sense of loneliness that you can verify for yourself. All the locations you will see in this video will be in the description. Comment if you feel the same way.
Residents woke up on the morning of Monday, December 8th, only to discover that their cars, all parked on 36th Street, had been crushed overnight. Authorities have found no explanation whatsoever.
These events will take place exactly in the location you are seeing on the screen right now. One of the alleys on 36th Street in Baltimore, Maryland, United States. This case is quite curious because that strange news report mentioned that authorities found no explanation, something that was later uncovered after a hack into the local police information systems revealed that the whole thing was actually highly suspicious cover-up involving the creature you can now observe. This creature has characteristics similar to flesh, with notable deformations and what appears to be an open mouth, also sharing similarities with other flesh-based entities. On Monday, August 8, 2005, which you can verify yourself on the calendar, the image looks strange because multiple lighting adjustments were made to it in order to more clearly observe what caused the vehicular destruction that night.
I saw it, and it saw me. I know it saw me. Even though it had no eyes, I know with certainty that that thing was staring at me.
This creature is a ghostly entity whose appearance could have different, certainly dark origins, and as is usually the case, these are likely grotesque ones, since they always leave behind consequences that tend to manifest as demonic entities, mostly incapable of physical harm, but instead creating traumatic memories or even influencing the behavior of family members to induce deeply intrusive thoughts. This creature will have its origin in a place called the Plateau-Mont-Royal, located in Quebec, Canada, right in one of the dozens of alleyways you can find throughout the area. By the way, while exploring this location, I noticed something strange when browsing through the main streets and the alleys. Some of them carry an unsettling feeling compared to the well-kept main streets, creating a curious contrast. So, well, thank you so much for watching. I don't want to disappoint my subscribers, and I'm going to practice my English pronunciation because I want to be a good YouTuber. Anyway, see you later.